In this video, we're going to show you how to install the Upstream O2 sensor on your Subaru Legacy located in front of the catalytic converter. With the hood open, go ahead and locate the air intake here on the passenger side front portion of the engine bay. You're going to use your trim tool, and you're going to notice there's going to be two plastic retainers holding this in place. You're going to go ahead and pull out the center section. And as that center pin comes out, you can then remove the lower. Now there's normally going to be a second one right beside it. Ours is missing. But if you have two of them, go ahead and remove that one too. Take the intake portion, going to lift it up. And as this goes over, it's going to actually insert into the air filter box here. So you want to go ahead and pull this up and out towards you. You're going to disconnect this portion from the air box. Once we have that piece removed, now we're going to go ahead and locate the Upstream O2 sensor. It's right here. To the left of it is the downstream, but we're going to be removing this one. Now on the back section here is a little pinch clip. You're going to pinch that and pull this off. Now sometimes this can be stuck, so you can use a flathead screwdriver. When you pinch this clip here, going to go between the black connector and the gray and just kind of pry those apart gently. Here it is. And then wiggle this off. Now if we follow the wire down, it's actually held in place by this little plastic clip right here on this metal bracket. Now I'm going to use my trim tool, press down on the back side here just to release a little bit of that clip. And I'm going to get my trim tool and pop it out the rest of the way. Here it is. Now if you follow that wire down, you can see the O2 sensor right down here. So we're going to go ahead and get to that next. Now we're going to feed our extension with our O2 sensor split socket down on top of this. I do have to pull the wire up and over. Now this is a 22 millimeter, and I did spray this down with some rust penetrant before we tackle this here. Let's go ahead and loosen this. All right, so it looks like we have that loose. Now as you see, we're able to run our extension down right behind our upper radiator hose down to that O2 sensor. Now it's not always that easy. If you run into an issue where that O2 sensor is stuck, you have another option to gain access to it. Your upper radiator hose attaches with a clamp over here. You can go ahead and disconnect this here and pull the hose back. Put a drain pan underneath. You're going to lose a little bit of coolant. Then there's three bolts holding your radiator fan in place. Two in the top here. And if you follow this straight down, there's going to be one further down. So there's actually three of them holding this in place. Pull this hose back, pull this fan out, and then you can have a good 5-6 inches or so to go ahead and get better access to that. Now at this point here, with it already loose, we can now go ahead and reach down. Now at this point here, it should be able to reach down and unthread that O2 sensor. It is a little bit tight in there. I'm going to try putting my 22 millimeter wrench on there. You don't have much of a swing in there to move that, and you got to keep flipping that wrench over. But once it starts coming out, it should come out pretty easy. There we go. Go ahead and pull that up and out. Now before we install your O2 sensor, you want to go ahead and remove this plastic cap. On the threads, you're going to find some anti-seize compound, and then there's a crush washer right around the perimeter here. As you tighten this down, that crush washer needs to crush and seal this into the exhaust. So let's go ahead and lower this down. Now, as we thread this in, we want to go ahead and rotate the harness with it. We don't want this harness to twist and bind up. Then you can break the wires inside, and you're going to cause an issue. So go ahead and start to thread that in by hand. I like to thread these in as far as I can. Here we go. That's as tight as I can get it by hand. I'm going to go ahead and drop my tool down inside there, and we'll snug that down. Now I can actually feel that crush washer crushing underneath, creating that seal that we want. And that's it. It literally will not tighten anymore. And that's exactly what we want. Go ahead and grab your connector. We're going to line this up. All right, press it on. You're going to feel and hear it click into place. Now, this O2 sensor does not have the plastic retainer on it. However, we do want to keep it from resting on the exhaust. So what we're going to do, I'm going to use a little wire tie. I'm going to feed that through the little eyelet here where the old retainer went on to. Simply going to create a loop, and we're going to just pull that wire up just like so, and then we'll just snip off the excess. Now we're going to install this here. Make sure that this portion here inserts into the air box. Once that's in there, install your 2 plastic push pins. At this point here, if you have a check engine light on in the vehicle due to that O2 sensor, go ahead and use the scan tool, clear the code, and you go for a road test.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.